She does. She does. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Brentwood Planning Board meeting. We're just waiting for our chair who's participating remotely to chime in.
There she is.
On my console, Kristen, I think your mic might be muted. There you
Hi,
go.
sorry, I
Awesome.
couldn't
There we
get
go.
my sound to connect before. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. Are we ready to start?
Yes.
Yep, we're live.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for your patience. I am on the road this evening, but we can go ahead and open up the meeting. And I think we have the tractor project on Route 125 as the first hearing. Let me get that started. And I'd like to ask Doug Marino if he can help facilitate in the room to keep things moving.
Yep. Happy to do it, and I'll accept a motion to allow Kristen to participate remotely.
Second.
Or well, somebody needs to make the motion and then second.
Okay. Then I'll make the motion. Kristen can do. Second.
All right. Any discussion?
And
then it'll be a roll call vote. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none. Bruce.
Yes.
Paul. Yes. Doug.
Yes.
Brett.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Motion passes 5-0. And I think that was the correct tally. And then I will accept a motion to seat an alternate member for staff.
Who's up next?
I think it's Liz.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Second.
All right. And a roll call vote. Bruce.
Yes.
Paul.
Aye. Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. So Liz will be seated for the evening.
Did Kristen vote?
aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kristen. Yes.
There you go. Thank you.
Motion passes 6-0. All right. So as Kristen said, the first hearing is Chapel Tractor, 451 and 251 and 247 Route 125 tax maps 216 lots 38 and 39. And is there somebody with us today to speak to the site plan? We'll just ask you to come on up, turn the microphone on, and introduce yourself before you begin.
Hi, I'm Ted Higley. I represent Higley Properties and Chapel Tractor for this project. Thank you.
So you can go ahead and speak.
So what we want to do is combine the two properties for display purposes. We have Beals Engineering working on this project. Thought we were good to go, but apparently we need to go to the zoning board for something that Mr. Greenwood could probably explain better than I can. And so we'd like a, what do you call it?
Continuance.
Continuance. Thank you, Mark. We'd like a continuance and get that taken care of so we can move on.
We have to make a motion.
Yeah,
To make a motion to
invoke jurisdiction.
I make a motion. We invoke jurisdiction on Chapel Tractor.
Is there a second?
A second.
All right, any discussion? Roll call, Bruce,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Liz,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
and I'm an aye, 7-0. Any questions or discussion from the board?
But just process-wise, will there be time marked to hear this before the ZBA on the 23rd? Will be notice time?
I'm sorry, sir?
We have a ZBA hearing scheduled for the
Yep,
23rd.
the fourth Monday on the 23rd, yes, sir.
So there'll be, that was just my question, there'll be notice time.
There is, yes, we've already discussed that, and we've sort of already set this up.
Great.
You're just witnessing the setup. So what you, if you're going to continue, it has to be to a date certain, and I would make that date certain after the ZBA hearing. The ZBA hearing is the 23rd of March, so it would be the first, January, February, March, April, the first meeting in April.
Is that giving him enough time? Does that give you enough time?
I believe it does. Yeah, why wouldn't it? Yep.
I've already spoken to the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we continue until April 1st.
Is it first?
The second.
Second, sorry, April Fools.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions from the board?
And who was the second? I'm sorry. Thank you.
That was April 2nd at 7.
April 2nd at 7 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If there's no discussion, roll call vote. Bruce?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Liz?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. We'll see you the 2nd.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, moving to our next agenda item, Sig Sauer Incorporated, Route 27, Epping, New Hampshire, Brentwood, tax map 203, lot 26. And I see somebody approaching. Just if you could, I know we know you, but if you could introduce yourself and speak to the site plan. Oh, I think you turned off the mic.
I turned it off. Perfect. That was a test. You passed. Good to see you all again. So Colin Murphy, representing Sig Sauer. So our plan is low in order of magnitude. It doesn't incorporate really the building of anything. It's just a repositioning of ranges. So if you refer to the site plan, you see ranges P4, 5, and 6. This would be cannibalizing P4 and 5 and making that into a singular range, and then taking those two ranges essentially and repositioning them on the western side. So you have two additional ranges on the western side, and the three ranges being converted into one. So minimal disturbance. So there's no excavating going on. There's no timber removal. It's all uplands. The area where the two new ranges would be constructed, or two ranges would be replacing the removal of the other two ranges, is already gravel. So it's already been, excavated, gravelled, has proper drainage, and some stone dust over it. So it would be a system of HESCO barriers, which we've used for decades at the range for walling material, along with stone dust and other materials to ensure safety protocols are established and in place.
Is this an application hearing? This is an application tonight? Right?
This is a public hearing. You'd have to invoke jurisdiction, yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, first of all, any discussion? All right, roll call. Bruce?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Liz?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0. Discussion.
Is this essentially the plan we looked at a few weeks back with you, last month?
No, sir, it's a different
No.
plan.
No, I have full-size plan sets. You guys are just plowing through things, and I have not been able to get them out for you. If you want a full-size plan set, they're behind me. Anybody?
No.
You good with 11 by 17s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any abutters? I don't think so.
The chair will call for,
All right, Liz, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did have a question. How much, maybe it's just, I'm sure it probably says in here, but because they look like they're shooting at each other.
No, ma'am.
Am I not? Yeah, so these are the new ones, right? Totally new. Everything was on this here
So
before,
it's going
right?
to remain on this.
Okay.
So, let's see. Where are we? So this will be one
Combined.
range. It's
effectively 3 ranges
Right.
now. And then the proposal is to just take those two, basically.
So do these already exist, 11 and 12? I thought you were adding those.
This was a different site plan that we were gonna propose, and because of the removal of timber and stuff, we said, we can do it here, it's a much.
So it's all
lower
going to be in
order of-
here?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's only going to go up to 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Other questions from board members?
In relation to the butters, I wasn't asking for their comment, but I wonder if there are any butters here, would they like to see a plan set?
Is there anybody in the audience who would like a plan set? Okay. Glenn, did you have any
Yeah.
comments?
I did have a few comments. So this is the first hearing. I'm glad that you took care of invoking jurisdiction, so I don't have to talk about that. This is a really minimal site plan review. And we have, so from my perspective, applying our site plan regs means that we have to have a new surveyed plan for this in order for them to record it at the registry. And I'd prefer we don't do that. We have a ton of site plans on this particular site. We have a site plan that we can attach an affidavit to at the registry. And I'd like the board to motion that we can handle that this way, in this instance, so that all we will be doing is I'll prepare a one-page affidavit that explains what this site plan involves, and then that will get recorded at the registry and attached to one of the site plans we already have for the academy. And that information will be in the affidavit. So every time they call up somebody calls up that site plan, the affidavit shows up as well. Because otherwise they're going to have to do a survey and change this plan in its perspective in order to show it. And it's really, that would be more work than what they're attempting to accomplish in total.
In our ordinance, we have an allowance for amended site.
Oh,
plans.
we've done addendums on site plans that already, on properties that already have recorded site plans, probably 50 times.
So
Could-
again, we have the allowance to do that. So
Correct.
on that basis, I would make that motion to waive the requirement for a complete survey and to just go with an addendum plan.
Could
I
we,
just have a question regarding my question that I asked the gentleman before. It says on the agenda, the two newly proposed, at the bottom paragraph of the first page, under Chapel Tractor, under 6 hour, the very last one. The two newly proposed Patriot ranges 11 and 12, you're not doing those, right? Are to be constructed in previously undisturbed areas and will be separated. You got rid of those, right?
So this is a numerical convention that we have here with these ranges, so we've gone from, but on the north side, we are not proposing anything.
So these ones
um,
that are here, you're not doing.
No, ma'am, so it'll just
Okay.
be these two.
Okay, so there's no 11, so this is kind of wrong. Or maybe it got changed after Mark put it together.
Yeah, so they just named them differently, so they went
Okay.
from 6 to 9 and 10 on
Okay.
the site.
That's okay.
could we take a page out of that plan set, Mr. Greenwood, and reference it in the affidavit and attach it to the Mylar plan set?
We can do that in the office.
Yeah, that's what yes,
that's
if we
absolutely-
reference it in the,
That's absolutely what
I think it's
propose.
important that we keep one of those plans and
Absolutely.
attach it to the plan
This-
sets for
this
future
plan will
reference.
be referenced in the affidavit.
Okay, cool, okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's the protocol that we always.
This one here.
Yep,
Yes.
excellent.
But do you see where I'm talking about 11 and 12 on
I
that
do,
third
yes.
page? Yeah, we need to like cross it out or something.
Yes,
No.
we will make that clear.
When I create the agenda, I take the language straight from the application.
Or
Yeah.
we could just have the applicant remove those two.
Yeah,
I think that would,
that'd be simple.
We'll have them remove it so that the page.
That would be
we
great.
Include in the plan, within the planning board, won't show that.
yeah, because they're on
And
separate
then
days.
there'll be no confusion.
That's great, thank you.
Good point, Melissa.
So just for, a quick parliamentary note. So we can still have discussion and public comment once a motion is made. I just want to make sure we record it correctly. So I believe, Bruce, you made a motion to reflect what Glenn was asking?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we have that recorded.
I'm sort of crafting it now.
Okay.
And then I'll read it,
Okay.
and then I'll read it back
you
to
referring
Bruce
to
because it was
just the
vague
last
and kind of
section?
open-ended, so.
No, no.
To actually having this be
Okay.
done as an affidavit.
All right. Can you explain what you mean by, or like what would the affidavit consist of?
It's, you've probably seen them, because the board actually signs off on them, but they're a one-page sheet, formatted the way that the registry requires, that simply says that there has been an amendment to the site plan, issues the site plan that exists, that we have on file,
Reference it.
references when it was recorded, the time, date, and then it says that on this date, the Brentwood Planning Board allowed an amendment to that that allows for the new layout of firing ranges that shows on this plan that is held in the planning board office for review at any time.
Gotcha.
And then the planning board signs it, and we bring it up there and they record it and then attach it.
I have Bruce's motion.
Makes sense. Second.
Well, I should read it first.
Yeah, let's have
Before you-
Mark read the
before you-
motion
before you
first.
second it.
We were just going-
Motion for Mr. Greenwood to create an affidavit and attach it to the existing site plan and to record the affidavit at the Registry of Deeds.
It would be a motion by Bruce though, not Glenn, wouldn't it?
Well,
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't have a motion by Glenn.
Glenn is going to be the author.
Motion for Glenn
Oh, for
to
Glenn.
create an affidavit.
By Bruce for Glenn.
It was moved by Bruce and seconded by Doug.
Yes.
All right, before I open it up for public comment and abutters, any other discussion or questions from the board? All right, seeing none, are there any
I had a
members?
quick,
Sure. Yes,
sorry, I had a
Kristen.
quick question.
Yes.
Because I think this is the second or maybe third application we've had, and I'm just wondering if we've done these site walks out there, just to get a better sense of what this all looks like. So if anybody,
The board has in the past,
that would be
at least two
worthwhile, or-
occasions, but we can do
Yeah.
another one.
Do you want to do one?
just wanted to put that out there. See if
Yeah,
any-
if you want to do one, sure.
Kristen, do you want to do one?
Yeah, I think it would be worthwhile to get a better sense. Like I said, it's, we've had a couple other applications, and I'd just like to see how this all fits together.
Can we shoot at the range too? We can
Would
bring,
love it if you did.
we can bring a side on too.
It's called the planning pass.
So I guess, you couldn't make that motion. Obviously, Kristen, before you see this approved, you would like to have the site walk, correct?
That's how I understand. it.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. So would you like to withdraw your motion, Mr. Stevens?
Well, I'll leave the motion, but we don't have to, the motion was made, so this is part of the discussion. The discussion involved a site walk, which is fine. So maybe I would amend that motion to continue, or make another motion to continue until our April 2nd meeting, affording the time, next 2 weeks.
Well, so first you'd have to either withdraw your motion or
Yeah.
we'd have to vote on the motion.
Yeah.
For a new motion.
You can say, I table my motion.
Yeah, all right, I'll table that motion.
There you go.
And,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Wasn't
Sorry.
all Bruce's motion accomplished was
The
that
amendment.
we would be allowed to prepare an affidavit.
right, that's true.
He wasn't
yeah.
saying that you were approving the site
Yeah.
plan,
That's what I
Right.
thought.
because I had other issues that I wanted to go over.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't
Well
have to do
said.
anything. to
No,
your
I'm
motion.
going to let the motion stand.
It
Okay.
stands, it just
Okay.
allows that the procedure for this will be through an affidavit.
Okay.
But we can vote on that motion.
Yes, you absolutely can,
Yeah.
because
Because
that
I'm-
motion didn't say.
Approve.
Approve the site plan.
Fair comment, thank you.
All right, any other comments from board members before I open it up for, the public?
I had one other question.
Sure.
So this is the third time these things have been moved around. Is there some reason that, oh, I think this is the third time. Is there some reason why you've moved them? Or changed them?
This isn't the third time that they moved around, so
Just the second, maybe?
there was an initial proposal and it was a choice between one or the other, and I think we landed on the one that was a lower order of magnitude, didn't disturb earth, no timber removal, excavation, stuff like that, and so that's why the decision was made. I was here, geez, I don't know, not that long ago for a different project with the overhead covers.
Oh,
that
okay,
we
maybe
built,
that's what I'm thinking of.
which are helping a little bit with the noise, by the way, so I'll get a decimal reader out there eventually, but
Oh, so that's
we're
good.
we're happy about that. I would have a question in terms of the site walk, and we're completely open to it. Look forward to it. What would that do in terms of pushing the approval timeline right? You know, can it be approved and then we schedule a walk, or how does that work?
Well, we'd schedule the site walk, and then we'd do our site walk and complete that, and then we'd continue this hearing, and then the board would make a decision.
Okay.
So April 2nd is our next meeting, a couple of weeks from now, so we should be within that 2-week period
the
to be able to
first-
schedule a site walk.
We could,
Why are we not having a second meeting in?
March.
Oh, March, I'm sorry. Somebody was talking about continuing the last one.
Yeah, till after the
After the
ZBA.
ZBA hearing.
Yeah, so we could schedule this site walk pronto
Sure, we should.
and get it done and bring them back in the second week in March.
That's a great idea.
What's a good day for everybody?
Tomorrow morning was good.
Tomorrow morning.
Probably not Saturday for them, I'm guessing.
Kristen, what's a good day
Tomorrow's
for you?
Friday, right?
Tomorrow's Friday, yeah.
I was gonna say next Saturday, but I don't know, you know, what works for them day of the week. We could also do during the week if that.
No, that's town
Better.
meeting.
That's
That's
town
no
meeting.
good.
Nice try.
Oh, yeah, that.
Bad idea.
Right, forgot. Sorry.
So what's the next day? How about the Friday before the 15th?
That's not,
13th, Friday the 13th,
15th. Well, town meeting is on the
14th.
14th.
That's
you're
Saturday,
talking about Friday the
Saturday,
13th,
so
yeah.
Friday the
Friday the 13th.
13th.
Yeah.
13th.
Lucky
It
guy.
does not, it doesn't work for me, but you guys go right ahead.
Okay.
I'll be at a concert.
Okay.
Kristen, does that work for you, Friday the 13th? I suppose it could be later.
Yeah, if we do it, I was
Do you
gonna say,
have
if we do it
something
first
big
thing,
happening
like
on
9.
Fridays?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, there was some crosstalk there.
That's fine.
Kristen, what were you saying?
If we do it first thing at like 9 a.m. on the 13th.
Okay.
We should ask you, what's your schedule look like there?
I'll be in Pensacola, but Scott, my facilities manager, would certainly be. You available Friday the 13th? I don't know if that's bad luck, guys.
It's not bad, luck.
Just a quick walk.
9 a.m. Good. Absolutely.
How many board members can make it?
I can go. Okay.
Oh, I can actually do that. I'm not leaving till the evening. I thought it was, well, when people say Friday, I'm thinking after work on Friday. And after work on Friday, I will not be here, but Friday morning I will.
Okay, so is there any other discussion from the board on Bruce's motion? No, for the affidavit.
For Glenn to create the affidavit.
All right. Any public comment? This is on Bruce's motion. All right. Seeing none, we will vote on Bruce's motion concerning the affidavit. It'll be a roll call vote. Bruce,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Liz,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. It passes 7-0. Further discussion on the site plan or a further motion?
That's-
We usually do it as a motion, but that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Make
Yeah,
a motion?
Yeah.
Make a motion, Friday the 13th, we do a site walk at SIG at 9 a.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Bruce,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Liz,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0. Further discussion or motion on this site plan
For motion for continuance then,
to a date certain?
they certain, so that, what is that date again?
I believe was it
March,
19th at 7 p.m.
Good.
Okay.
today's the
That's
5th,
still
right?
good for them, though?
Well, that's our next meeting. That's our next regularly scheduled meeting.
We'll make it.
Okay. All
Are you
right.
good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. It's been moved by Bruce. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any public comment?
Glenn, is there anything that we'd need more time for, or does that work?
No.
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
And, yeah.
Before you continue, do you want to hear the rest of Mr. Greenwood's comments?
Well, I've actually talked with Joe at
Oh, okay.
Jones and Beach, and we've agreed that one of the ones that I had, we don't need to do. And it's just a note that's gonna be put in the plan, so there's not really much.
Thank you, Mr. Greenwood.
Okay. So we have a motion. Any further discussion from the board? Seeing none, any public comment? All right, seeing none, it's been moved and seconded, the continuance motion. It'll be a roll call vote. Bruce?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Liz?
Aye.
And Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so next on the agenda is we're going to review our contract with SFC. Mark, would you like to speak to this, or?
Yes, the contract that you see in your packet, I had a conversation with them regarding driveway permits, and made sure the expectation was there about viewing the property or where the driveway will be before the permit is issued, and then after it's issued, there will be a follow-up visit. Now, I will talk to Tara further about this, and I want to get your input on this as well, is when the request to view it the second time, it shouldn't be, I think, it shouldn't be after asphalt is already done. It should be when subgrade is established. Because if they do make a mistake and there's asphalt down, it's extremely hard to fix it. So I imagine after installation and subgrade and before paving would be the requirement. And that's completely at the behest of you.
Could we ask the representative from SFC how other towns do it, or, I mean, it seems like a practical manner of doing that, but the gentleman's sitting here tonight, correct?
I can,
Yeah,
not
well,
my expertise, but I can speak
and
to this.
and even though we of course know you, if you could introduce yourself, that'd be terrific.
Good evening, Jeff Murphy, President, SFC Engineering. However you guys want to do it, I think is reasonable. My only comment is, depending on what you're looking for the final sign-off, if there's an obligation for the pavement to go down, there would not be documentation that it was completed.
I think that's a good point, and I think the onus is on the applicant. I mean, the applicant is getting a signed permit, giving him permission to construct to a certain specification, and if he doesn't do that, well, that's, in this case, he would have to remove the hot top and regrade it, because
Okay.
the final finish, the pavement, and the way it grades and the water's diverted toward the ditch.
Right, that's my concern, is just, you know,
the
and
important part.
potentially there could be we're not trying to spend a lot of money here. You could do a third, but potentially that could even be optional if
Right. We've, and
if the owner wanted a in-progress confirmation, possibly.
I think that's going to exceed what I would say the expectation should be for a driveway permit.
Right.
We've already revamped the figures, and that's something that we'd have to discuss of where that figure would come in with you, and are we charging enough? So,
I just think we have to stick by, you know, our rules and regulations, and this is no different than if somebody put a foundation in the wrong place. Well, they'd have to take.
fair comment. It was just a thought that I had of,
Oh,
geez,
no, I
you
think it's a
know.
good point. I understand the logic of that. But every time we try to be a nice guy and
It's-
say, you know, I won't go into any further.
Mm.
The other question
Fair
would be,
comment.
you have a driveway application, Mark, that the town hands out presently.
Well,
Okay, that's the
it's
next
all
step.
handled through the building inspector, and Jillian and I were conversating about that. So when that fee comes in, it goes to Jillian. When their billing is sent to the town office, that portion or the driveway inspection process will go through Jillian. It doesn't go through my office.
Okay, so they pay their money upon application.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know, not to put Jeff on the spot right now, but at some point, we probably ought to review our application to make sure.
I think that conversation is already in the works between Mark and Tara to kind of
Yes.
align those expectations. but it was a little premature, I think, till we had the contract in place. and-
Yes, I just wanted to make, that's why there's two contracts. The one that's loose includes the one that says driveway permit.
Yeah, and all we did is add to the scope of services a bullet to make it clear. It's not that that list is all inclusive, it's just making it clear that it is an expectation. So,
Perfect.
All right, further discussion. So what are our action items in terms of the contract tonight?
To sign it.
To sign it? All right.
Yeah.
Can we
I
talk
had one
about it?
question.
Kristen,
Yeah.
sorry, the board will come to order. Kristen, you had some questions?
Yeah, just on the insurance amount, I think in the RFP, Glenn, I think you had brought this up before. I just want to make sure that we have enough coverage, what the town requested or what the town requires. Get
That
confirmation
was a
of that.
concern before, but I thought they met their expectation. It's on the
It's like
back
the
page.
professional liability and general liability, right? 1 million.
It's a million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I don't remember what was, or if there was an amount in the RFP, but 1 million is typically standard.
Okay.
I did have
Just want
one,
to check.
if I could.
Sure.
So I had one question, and this is a lawyer talking now, okay? So keep
then I'm sure you're right, and I'm not gonna question it.
Well, I was
Well, there's a mistake.
I was concerned in 10.1 because it indicates that, when I get the provision. Yeah, there's a limitation of liability provision in 10.1 that says that SFC's aggregate liability for any and all claims shall not exceed the total compensation paid to SFC under the applicable task order. And I just know from litigating enough claims that could be a very limiting provision in terms of amount, because if we're paying, say, $2,000
Sure,
under the
sure.
task order, but then there's some major screw up, which I know will never happen, but I have to think about.
Absolutely.
So, what I, jotted down, and I don't know if this will make sense to you or not, but to add the following proviso that says, except if such claim is otherwise covered by insurance.
And we can look at that. My concern is just recognizing what our role, and Glenn and Mark, I defer to you guys to help with this too, but in our role as your engineer, we are not designers of these systems.
Right.
That onus is
And I read that.
on the applicant and to follow the rules. So we're doing a due diligence evaluation, and it's not, I don't think you guys want our firm to do what would be called a peer review, which is checking every decimal in every calculation and basically doubling their design fee to redo it.
Because their plans are signed by a licensed PE.
And we don't
Right.
do that. And
Right.
so if we're going to pull all of that liability, then we're going to have to spend that much more effort to make sure.
No, and I think like your scope is pretty
Yep.
well outlined in the contract, so I
Yep.
get that. But like, for example, even in your scope and capacity, what you're doing, if you just, I don't know, we were just talking about driveways. You
Sure.
missed something, that was,
Right.
entirely
And
should have
yeah,
been
I understand what
caught.
you're saying, and we can definitely revise it, but it really depends on the level of expectation you guys have as a board on what you want your engineers to sign on the dotted line. And so if we're on the hook for $1 million, then my engineers are gonna be very sure, and it's gonna be significantly more time consuming to validate that if we're liable for that.
You're gonna have to
Well-
go through the same calculations that the engineer.
Exactly.
design engineer.
Yeah.
Just because of the risk. That's just,
So
Yeah,
Paul,
but except that the scope is still limited. So like, it says it throughout the contract that you're,
so what would the
you're-
exposure be?
Well,
If the scope binds it to, there's very little liability.
See,
in-
that's why you have insurance.
municipal review.
That's why you have, I understand.
Yeah, but we're not the designers. So my designer insurance is different than,
No, but you have PL,
Oh, we do,
professional
absolutely.
professional liability and general liability insurance. So if there was like again, very hypothetical.
Yep.
And I doubt it will happen, but if there was a miss, just a plain old miss in the scope of what you were doing,
Mhm.
that could cost the town a lot more. And that's why you have the insurance, but I've done enough insurance
Oh, yeah.
defense work to say, oh, well, we only have to now pay out $1,000, but, so that's why I was thinking some sort of proviso to say, except if the claim is otherwise covered by insurance. So, because you have insurance, that's what it's for. And we're not trying to, go after you personally or the company personally. It would just be if there was a miss and the insurance. And the insurance would then take care of it.
And I'm going to be perfectly honest, the legalese is not anybody's expertise as an engineer. So with your permission, I'd like to, if we don't
Yeah,
want
of
to sign that
course.
tonight, we can talk about it, but I want to go back and find out what that really means. Because I don't see a lot of liability in the municipal third-party review of applications. So I'm not sure where the exposure is, where that language is needed to begin with.
Mr. Greenwood, where would you see that liability coming into play?
I'm a bad person to ask. I have to have the general liability insurance, and I can't understand where anyone's ever going to take me to that. But if I didn't have it, I wouldn't sleep at night. So
This,
Okay. I'm just
Well,
trying to
too
figure out where the
ambiguous.
liability is in that, in your review,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I
it'd be the
agree.
designer who messed up, and that liability would fall back on the design, meaning if your foundation collapsed, it's the guy who designed the foundation or the guy who poured the concrete.
Yeah, it's his license on the line.
Because we don't approve or disapprove anything. We recommend you guys approve or disapprove.
Right.
Not, we're not
As an
a-
example, in that process,
Mhm.
you advised us wrongly,
Mhm.
and it costs, as a result, the town a lot of money. We might have our own separate suit against the designer, but then there might be also a separate claim against, you guys.
I'll have to ask that question. My expectation is that we're offering our opinion to the town of Brentwood, not a,
Well, then you might as well.
Liable
say-
service.
then you
So
might-
no liability.
Yeah, then you
I
might
don't
as
believe,
well-
I don't believe there is. Just like there's no liability to you as a board
Like,
unless you're malicious.
a case hasn't come up in over 45 years here in Brentwood.
Yeah, but that's why you have insurance to cover
Yeah.
that. So that's why I was trying to
Mhm.
add that provider.
And I'd like to confirm that with my,
How about just a thought? We want to get this contract signed and get moving with your firm. Would you be willing to speak with Jeff out of session if the board gave you the authority to look at the issue at hand and decide if you were comfortable with the language?
Who are you looking at?
You.
Oh, me?
I was asking if
Oh.
Jeff could call you. So Jeff goes home and he talks to his crew, and they come up with a decision, and they want to run it by Paul. Would you be willing to allow him to speak to you, in the next week's time, so that we could get this contract signed by the next meeting? And
or even before the next meeting,
Sure.
if the issue gets addressed.
right,
Yeah, I mean, if the issue gets addressed, I think the contract is otherwise, fine. I just think there needs to be a little massaging of that because, again, it would be a very rare scenario.
yep, and I think we're both protecting our own,
Yeah, but.
just like we should be. I have
Yeah.
no,
But, again, that's why you have insurance, and I can see, Insurance Defense Council saying, oh, now you guys are limited to, $1,000, or whatever it is that we ended up paying on the,
right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just not sure that there is a liability when I'm offering an opinion, or my team is offering an opinion, not a design. That would come under professional liability. They'd come under malicious, which is exempt from.
Yeah, no, I think it would. I mean, I think that's why you have
Okay.
professional liability insurance, but yeah,
So-
you're more than welcome to give me a call.
Yeah, we'd love to.
So just as a point of order, would we be on solid legal footing if somebody were to make a motion to sign the contract pending the resolution of this outstanding question?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I'd like to make that motion, giving Kristen the authority to sign the contract once this legal concern is ironed out.
I think what Doug was saying,
I
we
have a
just, Doug could sign it this evening.
question.
Kristen?
Sorry, Kristen.
Sorry. My hypothetical is more negligent, I guess. Like if, let's say, take the driveway example. They told us that they went out and it looked fine, but they actually didn't go out. Is that, are we covered in that case in the contract? And I know this
Well,
like hopefully would never
yeah,
ever
and that-
happen, but
That's what I was, I was sort of positing that, Kristen.
Mhm.
It limits liability to what we paid under the agreement. It says, the liability shall not exceed the total compensation paid under the applicable task order. So that's why I was wanting to add, something that says except, to the extent it's covered by insurance. Because that's why they have insurance.
Yeah.
But
Or-
I know that
or negligence or
Jeff-
something like that.
Jeff is suggesting that he needs to, run it by, his legal, because he feels as though may never be a scenario where they would be liable, but,
I would just like to do my due diligence.
yeah,
to-
understood.
And we
I'm
got
putting you on
burned,
the
so-
spot.
And I think we got burned, so we're a little bit sensitive to this issue.
By me?
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no.
That's why we're hiring.
Okay.
That's,
All right.
that's why we.
Yeah,
opened
no,
the door
we're
and
happy,
invited
and
you
we're
in.
happy to work through that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get there. I just want to make sure that both
Absolutely.
parties are properly protected.
In fact, Liz, I think you were going to make that motion, or motion similar to that.
What?
When I think I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
No, I had another question before you vote on the contract, if that's okay.
All right, so, so Bruce, did you make a motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion to authorize you as the acting chair, or Kristen, if Kristen is available, to sign the contract just as soon as Paul and Jeff talk about the little amended language to the contract. And
But I did have another contract. question.
I will open it up for discussion, but so there's been a motion. Is there a second?
And do we want to cite the line,
I think
I
we should.
believe it's 10.2,
section
right?
10, 10.1?
10.1.
10.1.
10.1?
I call it the Paul section.
Okay,
Oh my God.
thank you, Paul.
Because I saw that too. I had the same reaction, and I'm not a lawyer.
So there's been a motion. Was there a second?
Second.
All right, further discussion. Yes, Liz?
Okay, I had a question about expert testimony. So you have, like Paul was saying, that stuck out to me too, but I figured someone else would bring it up, and thank you for bringing that up, Paul. You have professional liability. You also have, I don't know, 5 different professional engineers on here.
Correct.
And expert testimony. So that does sound like there, it sounds like what Paul was talking about. But I had a question about the expert testimony fee. So this is saying, in essence, it's $290 an hour if you have to do expert testimony, which includes the preparation, which can be
That's correct.
lengthy. And it is billed in 8-hour increments. So does that mean if we had 9 hours of expert testimony, that would be 16 hours we'd pay for?
That's correct. That is for court proceedings, not
And
public
preparation,
hearings, but not public hearings. That is if
if you have to
we,
go to
that is
court.
if we're being called in as an expert. I don't believe we can be called in as an expert in court. I'd ask the attorney.
Yeah,
If
that
we're
would-
already your town engineer, we would not be eligible to be a
the town
expert
attorney.
witness.
Well, then why do you,
This is our standard rate sheet for every project we do everywhere. So we get hired by attorneys to be expert witnesses for court cases as engineers.
but you're sort of saying in this page that you're professional and you're experts, and then in the other page that not so much.
I think it's a standard fee schedule,
Okay.
is what he's saying.
Correct.
And I'm sorry, when I was, as I'm looking at, I was focused on 10.1, but I think probably my comment, also applies to 10.2, as well.
I was going to say when Bruce was making the motion, maybe we should just make it section 10.
Section 10.
Section 10,
yeah.
just.
'Cause again, section 10 should have some exception to it to say in total that it is accepted if otherwise covered by insurance.
Are you okay, Bruce, with that modification? Okay.
Correct.
Further
Did I answer the question about the expert witness to your
Sort of.
satisfaction?
It's okay, I'm gonna vote
I
against
think-
that.
I think they're
I don't like
independent.
voting for things
Yeah.
that we haven't gotten the final say on,
I
so
think
that's
we've only
okay.
been to court twice in 50 years, and we never
okay.
had an expert witness required.
I know if you don't ask the question, then it comes up, and if you do,
And I'm happy to continue. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking. I wanted to make sure
Yep.
the board was comfortable.
Kristen?
And I think, Liz, the motion, the way I understand it, is if we change section 10 to reflect the intent of what Paul is saying, then I can sign it.
Right.
If we don't get there before the next meeting, then we'll have to talk about it at the next meeting. So I won't sign it unless Paul says, yes, they inserted the language that I recommended.
Correct.
It's sort of like a
Or-
conditional approval of sorts, yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen will make sure I
I'm sure she.
address it.
Further discussion from the board before I open it up to the public? Okay, any public comment?
Yes?
Yes, Letty? Come on up.
Was it reviewed by town council already? Town council?
no.
No.
No, I have not.
Any further discussion?
Should it be reviewed by town council?
I think it's a fair, yeah. The question was raised. Does anybody want to speak to that?
Well, I'd ask Glenn, to see how similar this is to contracts that are signed in other towns. I wouldn't think it would be necessary to go to that extra step.
Glenn's not an expert.
I'm happy to say that I'm not a contract expert, but this looks like
Yeah, I was wondering.
contracts that we've entered into with other engineers over the past 35 years.
Standard boilerplate.
Thank you.
And we
really.
have Paul.
Kristen, what do you think on that? Should it be reviewed now with town council first?
The fact that we have a lawyer on the board makes me more comfortable that we're, and that it seems like a standard contract. And, it also has a 30-day out if we needed to.
Yeah, I did notice that as well.
Any further discussion from the board? Any further public comment? All right, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. Is everybody clear on what the motion is?
Could you repeat it?
Yeah, let's do that.
I can. Motion to authorize the chair to sign the contract when section 10 is resolved with Paul Kleinman.
Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll move to a vote, and it'll be a roll call. Bruce?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Liz?
Nay.
And I'm an aye. The vote is 6-1.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kristen.
It's okay.
You forget quickly there.
Sorry,
Aye.
Kristen, go ahead. Were you an aye?
I'm an aye.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, so the ayes have it 6-1. Thanks so much.
I'll give you my cell phone
Yeah,
number.
I'll connect with you
afterwards.
after the meeting. Perfect.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, next on the agenda, we have a letter from the Lamprey River Advisory Committee regarding the proposed transfer station in Epping. Mark, do you want to speak to this?
No?
No? Okay.
I read it.
Well, the letter kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I would say that in that letter, it claims that Brentwood was sent a plan set. We have not received a plan set.
Did you request one after?
Well, from the first letter we received, I told you that I called the town of Epping. And at that time, they didn't have a plan set. And that when it hit the planning board process, they were going to send me a plan set.
So they haven't accepted an application yet
No, this is
Right.
all still within the realm of this state, New Hampshire DES.
So
I suppose I could call them, and I'm sure they have a plan set submitted.
Prior to application?
I'm sure they do. I was just gonna wait until it hit the planning board process. I don't know how many of you have attended any of these meetings. I keep passing this information on. Where are you guys at? That's the question.
Well, to me, it's very clear. I mean, the process hasn't begun yet. The town of Epping doesn't have the information that would be required to pass judgment on a site plan. And this is the cart before the horse. Everybody's kind of freaking out,
Right.
for lack of a better term here. They're making judgments when they don't have the facts. So it's the old case of don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. That's how I perceive it. It's probably a biased
It's a
opinion.
pretty good synopsis. It seems that some towns within the Lamprey River watershed were a bit upset that they weren't notified, and
Even though there was nothing to notify them about yet.
so what, I'm just keeping this board abreast. That's all, including it in your packets, including it in your emails. See if you guys make sure you're aware these meetings are happening. If you want to attend, attend. But Bruce has a good point that it's very early in the process, but you may be involved in the process at any point that you wish.
I think there's a good chance, as indicated in the letter, that the project, Epping will more than likely, I mean, it's their choice, but they're more than likely vote to make this a project of regional impact, where all the towns will be formally noticed.
Yes, it
Once
seems
the
that
applications
they're
begin.
leaning that way, and that's in detailed in the letter in your packet. I agree that it probably should be at this point. There's been so much activity and questions about it, so stay tuned. I will send you more information when it's available.
Right. Any further discussion on this agenda item? All right. Seeing none, next agenda item is approval of the February 19th meeting minutes, and I will accept a motion.
Motion
Motion to approve.
to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Roll call. Bruce.
Aye.
Paul.
Aye.
Doug.
Aye.
Brett.
I have read them and approve.
Liz.
Abstain.
Kristen.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The motion passes 6-0 with one abstention. Next on the agenda is the February 26th meeting minutes. I'll accept a motion.
Motion.
It's been moved by Liz. Is there a second?
Second.
I think Brett got there first. Any discussion? All right. A roll call on the motion to approve. Bruce.
Aye.
Paul.
Aye.
Doug.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
Liz.
Aye.
Kristen.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0.
You will notice in those minutes, there was no motion to adjourn that meeting. Everybody sort of just streamed out.
Yeah.
Motion by feet.
So that's the way that it appeared in the minutes. Yeah.
Before I open it for any final public comment, is there any other business from board members this evening? Okay.
Just a reminder, Tuesday, I don't know if we have folks planning to be there to answer questions outside the electioneering zone, or in the electioneering zone, I guess it is, outside the election zone. And we have materials. If you're getting questions, make sure people get the information. Let them know they can call Mark. We want to make sure everybody has their questions answered before the vote.
Yeah, I did send out via email what will be displayed at the polls. Mr. Greenwood has looked through it this evening. If there's any changes to be made, I'll have that conversation with Glenn this evening, and I will make those changes. I will have one-pagers printed out. I have some that are left over from other meetings. Anyone who is going to be at the polls, I will be there in the morning to hand that material to Paul and to other representatives that are there. I will be in and out of the polls all day. Trying to assist any way that I can. Anybody else?
I plan to be there. I don't know my exact times yet, but I do plan to be there for a
Mhm.
lot of the day.
I've created a name tag, so I'm identifiable.
No,
It's
that's
got my
not fine.
business card in it. It's from NHMA. It's got a magnet on it. It's kind of really nice. That's why I kept it. So people can identify who I am, and I think that's important, especially when people are voting.
So you have to be outside, right? Do you have to be outside for the,
I am not electioneering, so there is a spot for people who are electioneering.
okay.
I am not electioneering. I am handing out information. I'm not telling people to vote yes, not telling them to vote no. I'm handing them that one pager. So the rules of electioneering do not apply. And I'm going to check with Melissa Hanlon on that just to make sure that I'm not doing anything or being anywhere that I'm not supposed to be.
Good idea.
Is it the one pager that Kristen had prepared? Because that does have checks all the way down on it.
I will give the other one that she created,
Okay.
the green one, right, Kristen? It was green?
Yeah, that one I thought would work a little better online. It does say the Brentwood Planning Board recommends, which I thought was fair to say since we voted to put them forward on the ballot. But y'all, if y'all have anything you want to change, just let me know.
Do you think the one with the check marks, Glenn, is
I
could
thought
be
we agreed to put
considered
them on a
electioneering,
table
or-
or something.
That's a question to ask the
Melissa. Yeah.
election.
Well, ask Melissa Hanlon, huh? Okay, I will definitely do that.
But we as board members could have that outside. It's just Mark
Right.
maybe can't
Right.
pass that one out, right?
And it would be fair to say that the board approved or supports this because it was a legal vote of the board to support that and put it forward to vote.
Informational.
It's informational, yeah.
But are the checks like checking?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
No.
Yes or no, but they're all checked.
Let me show, I can show it to you right now.
You need to ask the person who is responsible for saying whether or not they're comfortable with that being electioneering or not.
The checks. That probably is a little overboard.
I can take the checks off and give them a new version if that would be better.
Yeah, I think that would be wise. The statement that the board supports it is certainly a fair one
I think
because
we
it's.
tell them outside the polls. If
No.
you're going to be there, I think we
Yeah.
tell them, please vote for all the zoning.
You could have a sign.
That's my line. Please vote.
Glenn,
for all
there's
the-
no money in
Or it could be much worse.
While he's looking for that, I wanted to publicly thank Mr. Finnan for his time with us. I know
Yeah.
that Kristen brought it up, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You made me stand up, and that takes effort. Your time with the board and your experience and your demeanor has always been something that I aspire to be.
Well,
And I thank you for bringing me onto the
I'm
board.
not giving you any more money.
So thank you very much, and we do appreciate it, and don't think your time with us is done.
Well, thank you, everybody. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm very proud to say I'm on this planning board, and I've learned a lot from each and every one of you. And I wrote a big speech, but I forgot it.
Oh,
So
one page.
make it quick and simple. But thank you very much.
Well, I would just like to second that. I'd also like to thank Doug as somebody who, is still pretty new to this board. Doug has been so welcoming and helping me learn the ropes, and I just couldn't be more appreciative. And you're not done yet, so.
And I'm also known as Doug Squared.
Yeah.
I would also like to thank Kristen and the whole committee, because I thought she did yeoman's work this past year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is so much accomplished. You really feel like you're on a board that makes decisions, really thinks things through, lets everybody have their turn. Thank you, Kristen. Hope you can hear me.
I can, yeah. I really appreciate everything that everybody's done this year. And Doug, if you could give a speech at town meeting.
That would be wonderful.
It will have to be remote.
All right, so Mark, you had
That's your one pager.
and as you said, you'll be talking to Melissa Hanlon.
I'll ask Melissa. I mean, personally, that's just a check mark. It doesn't say yes, it
Yeah.
doesn't say no. It's a check mark. So where you place your check mark is what, you know, depending on you.
I think that's a little iffy, that's all.
A check
It's
is
a little
better than an
iffy.
X.
I mean, I feel comfortable, you know, with the understanding that, you know, Melissa will, you know, will review and, you know, give
Mhm.
us her
I-
opinion.
I'll print out amounts of each one just in case, but I'll probably go over early and check and then print out the ones that she approves. How about that?
Makes sense.
I think
Thanks,
the
Mark.
strongest is still having people there, though. That it's,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
no, 100%.
say,
And
please
Maybe
vote.
just one more note, if I could. I had the opportunity to attend the Seacoast Housing Forum this afternoon.
Sure.
And there's a lot of discussion on what different towns were doing this year. And I talked a little bit about our ordinances that came into play largely through the HOP grant, and how we, you know, had a component in there to require a certain percentage of commercial space within our multifamily zone. And Darren Witham, the Exeter Economic Director, got up and he said, hey, I'd be willing, just call me anytime. He said, I'll be willing to come up and talk to the board about commercial opportunities and what you might do to encourage some commercial opportunities once you kind of get rolling, if this all passes and we move forward.
He's
Very
excellent. We've heard him before.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah,
he's
very,
excellent.
very good.
Except they do too many of the same kind of, you know, businesses on the same street.
All right, before I open it up for public comment, is there any other business from board members this evening? Okay, seeing none, any public comment? All right, seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn at this time?
Motion?
It's been moved by Liz. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Roll call, Bruce,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Liz,
Aye, thank you for being so prompt.
Kristen,
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
and I'm an aye. The motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned, and please make sure to hit your microphones. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Signing off.